What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the boundlessly boisterous Dr. Disaster, and one of the most important skills that a storyteller needs to learn is when to say enough is enough. The story is done. Too many companies these days refuse to leave well enough alone. They just keep resurrecting older franchises who have run their course, and we all know why.
We're not just doing this for money. We're doing it for a shitload of money!
A prime example of this is Indiana Jones. They made 3 movies that were absolutely astounding back in the 80s, and the final one ended things perfectly, with Indiana literally riding off into the sunset. But they couldn't leave it alone. They had to bring him back, even though Harrison Ford was too old for the role by 2008, when Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out, and he was really too old for it when Dial of Destiny came out in 2023. But these corporations which own these properties can't help themselves because they view sequels as easy money, and they don't really care if substandard stories sully our experience of a franchise. Their mentality is basically just,
we've got to have money.
And that brings me to Naughty Dog and rumors of Uncharted 5 being made. Now, in fairness, Naughty Dog has recently revealed a brand new IP that they've been working on. Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet was unveiled last December, and as we've talked about, it was completely rejected by gamers who made fun of it for being ugly as hell. I suppose that goes to show why these big businesses focus so heavily on sequels. They are generally considered safe. Though, Naughty Dog's last sequel, The Last of Us 2, that game was hated by a lot of people as well. The cultural auto-intake zombies bought that game up when it released, but the latest season of the TV show based on that game flopped hard. Basically, Naughty Dog is on everyone's shit list right now.
Everybody hates me!
No, little dude, honest!
Hold on, I hate him.
And it looks like Naughty Dog is preparing to ruin yet another franchise. A new rumor from a noted insider says that Naughty Dog is making Uncharted 5, and the story is going to focus on Nathan Drake's daughter Cassie, because of course it is. When this rumor is combined with this image that came out a few years back from a Sony advertisement showing an unidentified game, well, it looks an awful lot like Cassie Drake taking over her dad's role is going to happen. And the reason that game studios keep doing this, replacing male roles with females, is glaringly obvious and cringy as hell.
Ever since the women's movement, most of the men I meet go out of their way to show you how sensitive they are. Well, they were too macho, and now they're too soft. You all want us to know you can cry.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Also, I've begun uploading some content onto Rumble too, so make sure that you follow Dr. Disaster over there, and don't forget to follow me over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster 1. I keep a list on there of games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference, but let's talk about Uncharted 5, which will almost certainly belong on that list if it does end up being made. Ever since Neil Druckmann took over the studio, Naughty Dog seems to be obsessed with shoving the girl boss narrative down our throats. They did it in The Last of Us 2. They are doing it with Intergalactic. They did it with Uncharted Lost Legacy. take a look at this old Kotaku article where they interview Druckmann talking about Uncharted 4 back when that came out in 2016. Kotaku said to him, "You've said in the past that you've been influenced by Anita Sarkeesian's feminist frequency videos and the larger conversation about diversity and representation in games. How did that affect Uncharted 4? And Druckmann answered, "When I'm introducing and describing a new character to our lead character concept artist, constantly she will ask, 'What if it was a girl?' And I'm like, 'Oh, I didn't think about that. Let me think. Does that affect or change anything? No? Cool. That's different. Yeah, let's do it.' Initially in the epilogue, it was Nate's son. Something similar happened with the mansion they go into. That was an old English guy's house. She asked, 'Well, what if it was a woman?' You have some sexist focus testers who were really upset by Nadine beating up Nate, and really upset at the end when it was Nate's daughter, to the point where we had to ask one guy to leave. In his core, it just affected him. He was cursing, 'Not you too, Naughty Dog. Damn it, I guess I'm done with Uncharted. If you guys ever make another one with his daughter, this effing bullshit.' And I was like, wow, why does that matter? Well, it matters to those of us who cannot stand your insufferable messaging, constantly forcing the girl boss fiction into every freaking corner of gaming, and not permitting any freaking male leads to continue to star in their own games. This shit has become about as popular as the smell of cat piss. But anyhow, here is the Uncharted 5 rumor. This post on X from Naughty Dog World says, "Rumor: Uncharted 5 is in development at Naughty Dog and will feature Cassie and Sam Drake and will be helmed by the co-director of Lost Legacy. And we have long heard tell of a second game besides Intergalactic that Naughty Dog was working on, but Druckmann was insistent that it was not The Last of Us 3. In this article from The Gaming Bible, though, they break the rumor down for us a bit. It says here, being the team behind some of everybody's favorite video game franchises is no easy task, but Naughty Dog seems up to the task with a brand new rumor hinting at the studio secretly working on an unannounced title. I really can't stand the ass-kissing from outlets like this. They claim to be journalists, but then they talk like this. This is not impartial. This is ass-kissing. What a bunch of crap. But anyhow, as the brains behind the likes of The Last of Us and the Uncharted franchises, Naughty Dog has all eyes on it as it now focuses its attention on its brand new IP, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. However, that has not stopped fans from speculating on what else Naughty Dog is working on, especially in regards to a possible The Last of Us Part 3 or Uncharted 5. Well, a recent rumor hints that the latter may just be possible, as the studio has reportedly been working on an unannounced game for the past 3 years. This leak comes courtesy of well-known insider Daniel RPK, who took to his paywalled Patreon page to share this news about Naughty Dog. According to him, the studio is working on this unannounced project alongside Intergalactic, and it is not The Last of Us 3. Additionally, he shares that the project is being headed by the director of The Lost Legacy, which that game passed the torch from Nathan Drake to the characters Chloe and Nadine. It was released a few years after the original Gamergate controversy, and right when all of the game studios were becoming steeped in feminist BS. Gamers back then had not put our foot down and had not yet refused to close our wallets to that sort of thing. It will be very interesting then to see if Uncharted 5 does get made with a girl boss main character. It will be interesting to see if they can get by with this these days. If the reception to The Last of Us TV show's Season 2 is anything to go by, along with the reception to the reveal of Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, well, my guess is that this game will not sell anywhere near as well as its predecessors. Certainly, there will be a lot of people who buy it just because it says Uncharted in the title, but my guess is it won't be anywhere near as successful as the franchise once was. Without Nate and Sully and Elena, my guess is it won't hold anywhere near the same level of charm. But I'm going to leave it there. What do you think of Cassie Drake possibly taking over for her dad? Drop your thoughts into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.